My time in Washington, Mr. Speaker, was very interesting. I had exposure of working with big think tanks at that point in time, Woodrow Wilson, Mr. Speaker, among others in D.C. I also had an opportunity to work as a lobbyist. Lobbying in U.S. is a formal trade where lobby firms are allowed to go to Parliament and represent their clients in legal positions on different issues. And so I had a chance to appear before Ways and Means Committee of Congress at a young age with that kind of exposure that I got. Mr. Speaker, when I left the U.S., interestingly, if you see my certificate for my second master's degree, although I left the university in 2007, I graduated in 2017. Interestingly, Mr. Speaker, you know I was a hustler. So when I went there, I had to pay my school fees, and I was unable to raise $10,000 to pay school fees then, which then later I procrastinated until I paid and went back to complete and graduate when I was a senator here in 2017. Mr. Speaker, when I left the American university to come back to my country, there were so many people who were enticing me with opportunities out of the country. But I knew my place and my dream was to participate in the task of nation building. And when I came here, I was employed at the Catholic University of East Africa, assistant lecturer, Mr. Speaker, where I taught, among others, air and space law, which is again relevant to the, Mr. Speaker, the docket that I'm being nominated for. Thereafter, Mr. Speaker, I moved from Catholic University to Moy University, where again I taught various courses, Mr. Speaker. I am lucky to have taught a number of students, some of whom are in the National Assembly now, and some are my colleagues in the Senate. And Mr. Speaker, that was a great opportunity for me because apart from just teaching, I enjoyed the time I spent mentoring other students, both in matters leadership, but also in their career progression. Mr. Speaker, another very milestone, a very notable milestone in my life for me is that as we pursued to pass the 2010 Constitution, Mr. Speaker, I had a chance to participate in many initiatives that led to civic education. I was a firm supporter of the new Constitution. After the 2010 Constitution was passed, the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, nominated me to sit in the task force on devolved government. I served in that task force under, again, a very distinguished citizen of this country, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. And that, Mr. Speaker, must have been my most notable contribution on matters devolution, because we came up with 6 laws on matters devolved governance. In 2013, Mr. Speaker, based on the experiences I had, okay, Mr. Speaker, maybe I just conclude. Yeah, I just went up by saying, from 2013, I was elected to be a senator by the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County, and in the Senate I served in various capacities as a chair of devolution committee, represented Kenya in Pan-African Parliament, deputy majority leader, Mr. Speaker, in the second term, until I was unceremoniously bundled out of my position on 12th May 2020. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Mr. Speaker, the Almighty God, for the journey that I've traveled in public service. I want to thank my family, my wife, my children, for giving me the support that I need to do this, and the extended family, including my parents. And I want to thank the President for finding it fit, Mr. Speaker, to nominate me to this position of a Cabinet Secretary. I am forever grateful, and I hope this committee will approve my nomination so that I can enthusiastically, Mr. Speaker, serve the people of Kenya.
Thank you. At the end of the proceedings, I'll give you 3 minutes to say your last issues. I'll now invite members to field questions or make comments. I'll start with the Deputy Speaker.
Good morning, Councillor Murkomen.